Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer and I'm here to assemble a jigsaw puzzle. And I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 Blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber to the Build with Baer Workshop, you can use other people's emotes. You can just say hi. And if you feel like being a lurker, I have been instructed that it's okay to just lurk. It's also pretty cool. We are currently at 22 subscribers. The goal is to get to 40. I shut up about how many subscribers I have when I hit 40. Hello, Lashbrook, happy to have you here. Hey, I know you and I both know that right now it's still August. It is still August, but September has begun. Even though it's still August, it's technically also September. And from now till the end of September, you can save 25% off on subs, both on the web and mobile. They figured out how to get you the discount on mobile. So if you're watching this on the app, you can still get that discount, which is cool. And then from September 26th to October 1st, a bonus gift sub will be given for every 5 gifts. If you want to gift a sub, I know it's the end of the month, maybe giving a sub is weird, but in September, you could save money towards the end of September. But also September, you could save money if you want to become a subscriber. Or if you used to be one, you want to get back into it, save a little money, help me out, number go up. We like that. We like when number go up. When number go up, it's good. You know at this point what's happening. I'm working on a jigsaw puzzle. We're a couple streams in. Let's go to the overhead camera. Here's the jigsaw puzzle. I'll tilt this a little bit so it's better. I've zoomed in a little bit. You can see that there's the top row here. You can kind of see a bit of the bottom row there, but I zoomed in a little bit just so it makes it easier for me to see things. If this is your first time on the stream here, what I'm going to do is I am looking to fill in all these blanks. I got blank spots. I got whole cards that have like very little, you know. I got so little. Explaining what's going on with Donvin, Hand of Control. Gotta throw that in there. There's this whole dead space right here for this guy that I gotta put in there. So I got stuff to figure out. So I'm gonna go one by one looking at stuff. I'm gonna use the legend here as a guide. I'll have this as a guide. I got my magnifying glass. And then there's something that I haven't done in all of my streams that I should do on occasion, which is do this. Which is physically move it so you can look at a card. If I want to reference a card, I can just make it so it's close. It's not perfect system, but I can at least get it in there so you can go, oh yeah, a Johnny, the Gather Herder. The Great Hearted, I should say, not Gatherer. The Great Hearted. AKA a card I wouldn't mind having in my collection of a few Magic cards I got here and there. Last one, there was like a Lilith card that was phenomenal looking. But yeah, those are cards that I could see, having. There's a couple cards in here that I'd be like, this Nicol Bolas Dragon God is pretty fucking... Look at that card. Right here, the Nicol Bolas right there. That's fucking dope looking. I wouldn't mind having that. There are a couple cards in here that I'm like, yeah. Like, I don't have a reason to buy cards from Card Kingdom, aka a kingdom of cards. They don't like that catchphrase, which is why everyone says it. But if I was ever buying something from Card Kingdom, the Kingdom of Cards, then I would like to say, like, I don't know, what kind of Nicol Bolas do you have? Like, maybe not this one, but maybe there's another one that's reasonably priced that would look dope as shit. But a Johnny's pretty great. I got a Johnny piece in here somewhere. I recognized it when I was setting up. So that's the plan. We're gonna bounce around between cards that like card art like this, which is like there's only so many purple planeswalkers, so I should be able to figure that out pretty easy. And cards that have words on it that I can identify. Like this is Arlen. Like I could just, it says Arlinn. It's Arlen. That goes over here. Like this is not a hard one. There will be difficult ones. There will be ones that have like text here where I'm like, okay, I need to find a card that says top 4 cards of your. Like, I have to go through every card explanation. The thing about Planeswalkers is they do a lot of stuff, so there's not a lot of flavor text, which is usually pretty easy because often the flavor text says the name of the card or the character, but Planeswalkers don't often refer to themselves other than directly under. It will say, I'll give you an example here of Liliana. Liliana, you can see, well, whatever. Yeah, Liliana, you can see it says Planeswalker, Liliana, and then also says Liliana, Dreadhorde General. So in that instance, if I can find both parts of those, and it's not too difficult. But often the card text doesn't say things about the card. I think you get what I'm saying. This piece just has like the part of the word "the" in it, but there aren't that many cards here that have "the" at the beginning of a card. There's a couple that have like the whatever, like or like towards the beginning of a card. So like the Wanderer, and it's also this has a little bit of green and blue, and there's green and blue. So I think this is the start of the Wanderer. So if I put this over here, it is. It's the beginning of the Wanderer. So that just fits right there. That's great. We love that. We got a blue card that has some kind of text on it. And I believe that's the Collector. So I believe that says Collector. Or maybe that's Champion. No, that's not Vivian. I believe this is Collector of Tales. I believe this is Tameo. And okay, so that goes here. That's part of this card, which is just floating. And then does this go here? Is that goes there? Great. Excellent. Again, this is just kind of floating because I don't have anything connecting it, but you know, it's kind of right. And now we have a card that has the word "the," but it's a comma. So it might be Karn. And it is Karn. Great. That's Karn. Karn, the great creator. Thanks, Karn. This is a legendary Planeswalker. This is a white border or gray border next to each other with black in between. So this one's a little difficult. I'm going to have to like look around here for like two here, and it's got that. This might go in the like deal with it later pile, but it could be over here. It could be these. So that would make it, yeah, okay, that is right. Great. That I thought I was going to have to deal with later, but luckily that did work out. Sometimes they work out. Sometimes they don't. All right, and then this. Why did I think I could do this one? So I need a blue border, and then it's yeah, okay, blue-green border. Is that a blue-green? No, we'll look at. Yeah, it's like bluish green there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to figure this one out, but I got a blue border with a green. It says 1 in the corner, so it's not Donvin, and it's not that one. All right, is this part of Narset? It might be. Yes, this looks like it is part of Narset, part of Veils. So, the problem is there's nothing here. Oh wait, no, it would go here then. That's right, it would go here. Okay, that is that one. Great, we love that. We love that because that was hard. This is part of Liliana, right? Like this is definitely. There's only so many purple friends, and that's not there. Like that. Yeah, that's definitely part of Liliana. Great. We're getting there. We're getting some stuff together. We love that. This is part of a Johnny. This is definitely in a Johnny piece. Is that one? That's a Johnny. That's very, like, there's very little of me was wondering what that could be. I was like, no, that's definitely a Tiger Man. This is a lady's hand, or a gentleman's hand, or a non-binary. There is at least one Planeswalker that's non-binary, if I remember correctly. I don't remember which one, but I do believe there is a non-binary Planeswalker. So we're just looking for somebody with a hand like this, or like this, I guess, but probably like this. So I'm just going to look at the card art here. Look at the great card art. All right, this is Donvin. That goes over here. That's part of Donvin right there. What's up there? You're a part of Donvin. Flame Hand. Flame Hand, that doesn't fit over here. Flame Hand, red border. Flame Hand, red border. Is that part of you? I have to go like that. No, that doesn't look right. Yeah. One thing that's fun about this is there are a lot of cards that, yes, you're very correct, Lashberg. We see a peeking of this card art over here. But yeah, there's a lot of cards in this deck, or in this game, that are flame, that have fire in them. So this goes here, which means it's near, it should be this piece? No. This is okay. So that doesn't go there. Does that go? Where do you go? It's part of this card here. Woo. You must be like that. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Yeah, so this goes here, I guess. Yes. Oh. Yeah, no, you weren't part of the card there. Yes, okay. Ashok is non-binary. Thank you. I knew there was a prominent character that was non-binary. I just remember which one. Okay, so we got another purple friend. Is this part of Arlen? I don't think it is. It might be. It's not part of Liliana, because we basically got all Liliana done. Are you part of... I think you might be part of Kaya. So... you don't go there. You don't go here. Alright, I don't have enough information about which card this is. Although... oh, no, it goes there. Okay. It goes there. It clearly lines up there. So yeah, you go there. You're part of Kaya. Another purple thing here. With an effect. This is also part of Kaya. Ooh, nice. This is part of Kaya over here. Yes, you're part of... yes, there you go. Great. That's awesome. What? Two blue. Okay, so... I can figure this one out. I can figure this out. I can look at cards and find this. I can figure this piece out. Here's the thing. There are only so many of these are going to be easy, and then they're just going to get annoying. Okay, I think you go here. You do go there. Great. They're only going to be so easy, and then they're going to get difficult. Like, this is a fire effect. I think this is Jaya. Yeah, so this is a Jaya piece here. That's going to go somewhere in here. Not that. Maybe like this. Yeah, okay, you're going to go like that. And then there's another piece that finishes off the card in the frame. Okay. This is a cool looking piece of art here. Little remnants of this. I think this is part of Angrath. I think. That actually, I don't think so. I don't think it's that. I don't know what this is. I thought maybe it was part of Angrath, but it might be part of Tybalt, because the Tybalt card is pretty fucking metal, and this is looking pretty metal. Yeah, all right, it goes there. Yeah. Tybalt is that's a cool looking card. Okay. Devil guy. It's pretty good. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Oh, is this part of... Yes. Swarm's Eminence. Goes like that. Yeah. Oh, is this part of... Are you part of... Yeah, are you part of the Sun's Heart? No, you're not. You're not part of this. I thought maybe that was that. I don't know what you are. Are you... No, I don't think you're part of Dom, right? Oh, are you part of Karn? What's going on here? No, you're not part of Karn. What are you? I don't think you're part of Angrath. And then... No, you're... I don't know what the... I don't know where this card goes. What this card piece is here. I can't even tell, like, what direction this card is, like, facing, like, where this is supposed to be here. So I'm like... I don't think you're part of the Wanderer. I thought you might be part of this. Part of the dress, but like none of this looks like it's gonna fit right. I don't know. I'm gonna figure this piece out later. This piece is confusing to me, and so it goes over to the side, and I will deal with it another time because there'll be a part where things start making more sense. That piece doesn't make sense to me. All right, we got a red frame. We've got some fire there in the corner. We can just start looking. There's only so many this would fit in, and also with purple in the corner. So that should be doable. That is... Oh, that's over here. That's part of the mystery card that goes here. Those two together, and then this should go like this. Yes. Great. Great. What are you? You are part of... I think you're part of... Nari. I think you're part of this. But maybe you're not. Are you part of this card? Like somebody with a hand here. With a weapon. I feel like I'm missing something obvious with both of these. Oh no, you go like this. Got it. You go there. Now, does this go... Okay, so once I had this piece, the other one made more sense. This was part of it. I just couldn't figure out where it went. All right, that worked out great. Hey, this is all, most of the card art done. We're making progress. All right, a red frame next to a green frame, and I think it goes like this, but it could also go like this. Either is possible, so I'm looking for... Let's do red and green first. And then we'll do green and red after that. So red and green next to each other. That would go down here then. Okay, that is here. Well, that looks like it should be right, but it's not right. So that looked like it might be. Okay. Red next to... Okay, so let's turn this around. Let's try to find green next to red. We'll see if we can figure that out. No, I don't have that either. Huh. Well, then I don't know. I'm going to look at red cards and see if this makes any sense to be near any red cards. That's Nicobolus. That's not going to make any sense. I'm just going to look. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. This might go here. It does go here. My guide was folded, and so I didn't see this possibility of it going there. And it does make sense to go there. Okay. And then this will go like that. Okay. We got a legendary planeswalker. One of these is that. And some kind of brown at the bottom, maybe a little green there. So we can look for that. We can look for the dark color there. Is it gonna and a card that has this color at the bottom and also doesn't have and whatever card that doesn't have legendary planeswalker there so far. Don't think it's that one. I guess another thing I could do is I could look at what I've got here and look for cards where I don't see the word legendary planeswalker yet that should have that text. Like this. That doesn't fit there. That is legendary. That is legendary. That says legendary. This is legendary. Okay, so does Raw doesn't get to say all of that. Legendary. You don't get to say the full thing. Legendary. This does not say legendary planes. Okay, it could be here. I think it might be here because there isn't. I don't have that text. Yeah, okay, it's there. Great. And that is, that matches. And then this piece goes underneath that. Hell yeah, it does. Great. Context clues. Another legendary planeswalker that is blue. That could be here. Nope, no, that doesn't fit. I'm looking for a blue frame where it doesn't say legendary planeswalker yet. Or the full, yeah. So not there. Got that for that one. Rawl, not yet. But that doesn't fit. Blue frame where it doesn't say legendary yet. I don't see it. Gotta keep looking. Okay, that's good. Over here. No, it says legendary planeswalker. Oh, I guess. No, yeah, that's not blue. I don't know where this piece goes. Weird. Legendary planeswalker where the text is blue, and I got that there, so it doesn't go on that one. It doesn't go on that one. Yeah, no, it doesn't go on that one either. It doesn't go there. It's either of those. It's not that one. Line. I might have to just deal with this card later or this piece later, because nothing I'm looking at here does, fits the bill. The only thing I can do is just look for any card here that doesn't have legendary planeswalker written down yet and try to find that. I guess this blue could be, no, because it's border. I was like, oh, it could be because of this guy, but we got legendary. Only part of legend. Legendary planeswalker. No, we got part of that, so that isn't gonna work. Yeah, that doesn't work. Legendary. That doesn't fit like that. Legendary. Is that here? It is! It's the Sublime Artificer, and I don't know... Okay, I couldn't see that there is blue there. Okay, so that's where that went. Great. That one was tough. Jam to subscribe with Prime. That's 89 months. Thank you so much, Jam. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site. Tier 2 Blue Emote in chat. And thank Jam for continued support. Appreciate that very much. The number has gone up, and we like that. Thank you for your support. Appreciate you very much. All right. So we're looking for a -1 green that's next to a red. We can figure that out. We can fucking figure that out. I did want to talk a little bit of pro wrestling here. That I figured I could talk a little pro wrestling. I do not plan to actively watch the upcoming wrestling show that is happening in Paris, Clash of Paris in France, tomorrow. I have kind of checked out at WWE. I'm paying attention. Sami Zayn apparently won the U.S. Championship, and that rules. I will eventually watch that match. I wish he had won it on Clash in Paris instead of just this week, but whatever. Can't do anything about that. But the card is one of the most B-tier cards I've ever fucking seen. Now, yes, it might be Europe's last time to see John Cena in a big match. It might be France's last time. That means a lot to people, so I'm not trying to take that away. But like, John Cena versus Logan Paul is not a dream match for anybody. That's not going to be good. That's going to exist. That's like the best case scenario is like, that's a match that happens. Seth Rollins versus CM Punk versus Jey Uso versus LA Knight is probably the main event or the first match. That's a fatal 4-way for the World Heavyweight Championship. But we're at a point now where Seth Rollins is just going to retain. Like, that's not like, yeah, what kind of shenanigans is going to happen to make sure that he retains? But like, I don't think CM Punk's winning the belt there. I don't think Jey Uso's winning back the belt there. I don't think LA Knight is winning the belt there. I just don't. That just doesn't feel likely to me. Maybe it is. Maybe it's completely possible, and I'm being silly, but I just don't feel right. Oh, this goes here. Great. And that goes there. And now we've connected the dots on these. Great. Less stragglers there. Sheamus and Rusev are having an good old-fashioned Donnybrook match, which just means they can use like billy clubs. It's just a hardcore match, but they made it Irish because of Sheamus. That is a top-of-the-hour SmackDown match. That's not a pay-per-view match. That's a what are we doing here main event, or, like match. Like, okay. Look, do I think that's going to be fun? Sure. I think that's going to be a good, goofy time. Do I think that's a put this on a pay-per-view style match? No, I don't. All right. Green in the corner. And then gray text there. I'm looking for all the ones that don't fully say legendary. Mostly do. Is that this piece? I think that's this piece. It is. Hooray! More Liliana filled in, more Ajani filled in. We love that. Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed in a singles match. If I remember correctly, Bronson Reed has been stealing Roman Reigns' shoes. And now they're going to have a match. And like, honestly, I do kind of fucking love that. I do kind of love that that's the reason they're having a match, is because one guy keeps stealing the other guy's shoes. It's very childish in a way that I don't dislike, because I do like when wrestling is dumb. And they made a shirt called Tribal Thief. It was a Bronson Reed shirt, and then they pulled that shirt. And most likely they pulled that shirt because the shoes they made on it were too similar to the actual Air Jordans that he wears, and you can't do that. And they should have fucking known that, and I guess they didn't. They did it anyway and got called out, and that makes me laugh. Because that's just fucking funny and stupid. That's the best part of this. Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella defending the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Now, originally, Stephanie Vacour was going to get a title shot at this one for one of the world titles. But Naomi had to give up that belt because she's pregnant. Congratulations to Naomi. So what they did was they're just like, yeah, and then the winner of that whatever will eventually face Stephanie Vacour. So instead, we got Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella for a mid-card, the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky Lynch can make anyone look good. Do I think she can bring a still, not ever really, really excellent, but always like serviceable wrestler like Nikki Bella, who has been, still physically fit, but certainly not a active wrestler. Like, if that match is short, it could be all right. I don't know. I don't have the highest hopes of that. And then, hey, there's got to be a tag match on the card. We got 2 sets of tag belts for the men, 1 set of tag belts for the women. The Wyatt Six, representing, in this case, Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis, are defending the WWE Tag Championships against the Street Profits. Now, here's the thing. There's a place in my heart for Joe Gacy. Joe Gacy, you may know best for the most illegal move in pro wrestling. If you've ever seen that clip, because it goes viral every couple of years. It is the bit where 2 guys who are masked wrestlers hypnotize 2 other guys, and those guys start dancing, and then people come from the back and start dancing, and the commentators start dancing because of hypnosis, and then one guy does like the spin-a-rooney. Joe Gacy is in that match. He is one of the guys who gets hypnotized into dancing. And that was his claim to fame for quite some time. He's also like a hardcore wrestler and a garbage dumpster wrestler and does a bunch of bullshit. And like a guy that is gung-ho about nonsense. I'm glad he made it to the main roster and he didn't get released while still in NXT. And it's wild that he's a champion. It's wild that Joe Gacy has a belt in the WWE. That is just a weird thing that is a true statement, and I'm happy for him, but I don't think that's going to be a good match. Dexter Lumis, great wrestler, great aura about him. That goes there. Hell yeah. I got to get this fucking card. This card looks so cool. Nicol Bolas, Dragon God. This is a cool looking card. Sorry, I got distracted about how cool the card is. But yeah, that's Clash in Paris. It sounds terrible. Now, you're like, Pat, they've been doing a lot of these fucking things. Like, what's going on here? We found another Nicol Bolas piece. Great. Well, here's the thing. WWE is trying to finish up their commitments to, this is apparently the last show, last pay-per-view premium live event that will be on, in the United States, Peacock. They have finished their deal to get out of their deal early, so that it'll be on the ESPN streamer service. And that's bad that's bad in general, because I'm never going to see, I don't know the next time I'm ever going to see a WWE premium live event, even if I wanted to, because I'm not getting that service. So unless I get it included somewhere, I'm never going to have that service. And I pay for Peacock, one, because I got a really good deal on it. Okay, Amass 2, Zombie Army. So I'm looking for a card that has the rules text about zombie armies, and that's where this piece goes. So I'm just going to look at every card description for Zombie Army, because I can't imagine it's going to be on more than one card. Maybe it is, but even if it's on a couple cards, I can narrow it down. So I'm just now going to look at everything here while I say, the reason I have it too, one, I got a really good deal of a year. I have until May. Looks like the cheapest printing of that nickel bonus is $3.50. Okay. Yeah. All right. If I ever need to buy a card, I might get that nickel bonus because it's pretty fucking gorgeous looking. Okay, I gotta find Zombie Army. Zombie Army. I was saying, yeah, so I have Peacock, and one of the reasons was because I got it cheap for like a year, and the other is because there is one Law and Order show that is not on TV and is only on Peacock, and my mom loves Law and Order shows. So I have Peacock on the TV in the bedroom. Hey, Laura Crashing in her bedroom, or my parents' bedroom, I should say. So that she can watch that. And she doesn't watch anything else on Peacock that I know of. She only watches that one show. But she wants to see it because she likes Law and Orders. All right, I didn't find Zombie Army here. Amass 2 Zombie Army, so I gotta look now. I gotta go back over here. Blue Wizard Creature. Mental damage. One of these has to say Zombie Army in it. Wow, there's this fucking Nissa has some tiny ass text in it. Here it is. Well, the Captain of Chaos, obviously. There you go. Now these pieces are connected. Well, they will be once I get this together, right? Yeah, there we go. Now that's interconnected. We love to see it. I now just have a bunch of pieces here that have text, and I'm just going to do my best to hunt and peck for that. So yeah, that's Clash in Paris, and it seems bad. It seems like it's going to be a bad card tomorrow. I watched some of Death Before Dishonor. Death Before Dishonor for the current version of Ring of Honor, which is owned by Tony Khan, so it's AEW Ring of Honor. Okay, so I'm going to look for 4 cards. 4 cards of your reveal. Okay. That's like at least the bottom line here. So I'm looking, or middle text, I'm looking for text about 4 cards. This, I might give up on this one and figure it out later. But we'll see if I can easily find something that tells us to use 4 cards. And while I look for 4 cards, I'll tell you, I wasn't planning on watching this because I don't have Honor Club, because that's one of the worst deals in wrestling, is the idea of a hour-long show once a week for $10 a month. When a lot of the people I really like on that program are also on AEW. And now that they finally have had Athena on AEW a lot more, again, it makes it even less because that was like where you went to see Athena be Athena. So I don't pay for that, but they had some problems. They had some technical issues. Their streaming provider was having some issues with Firefox and Chrome. Apparently, if you watched it on Safari, you were okay, and their app worked. But if you wanted to watch it on a computer, it just wasn't. Now, the regular Honor Club streams are bad. Okay, look at the top 4 cards. All right, this is part of Narset. Are already bad. So this was just even worse. But yeah, it just seemed like a nightmare. So they eventually started showing it live on YouTube, and then they just put up the whole show. If you want to, you can go to Ring of Honor's YouTube channel, and you can watch all of Death Before Dishonor. Now, will it come down? Probably eventually, but as of the time of this stream, I'll double check here. See if I can find Ring of Honor YouTube. Yeah, Ring of Honor. Bunch of people talking. If I go to live, yeah, the 2.5 hour show is just up. Wait, no, that's only 2.5 hours. So maybe only some of it is up. I don't know. But oh yeah, the Super Card of Honor and then 2 hours of the show. Yeah. Yeah, you can watch. You can just all watch it all. So I watched the main event. I watched like the main two matches. Um, Athena versus Mina was great. I still think Athena should have beaten Toni Storm last month. I don't think Athena should be on Ring of Honor anymore. She should have won, and then she should have given up that belt. Hey, we're looking for Shadow Mage. Hopefully there's only like a couple cards that say Shadow Mage. But we're just gonna look for some card that says Shadow Mage in it. And if we find that, then we know where this piece goes. There's a lot of text here, so we might not be able to find Shadow Mage. But I'm hoping we can find the words Shadow Mage. Okay, I don't see it in there. I don't see it there. I don't see it. Oh, there he goes. It's in this corner here. Hell yeah. Goes there. Also, Bandito just keeps having like incredible matches. Bandito was so fucking good. Bandito versus Hechicero whipped ass. It was just fucking really, really solid. I highly recommend that match. Jesus Christ, it was so good. Why was Blake and Lee, why were they versus the Kingdom? Why was that in the card? I don't know. Lee Moriarty versus, I think it's Zelua, but I don't know actually how to pronounce it. My apologies. Who is like, does not have a Wikipedia page. He's a CML wrestler who is like a local. So the thing about CML is they own the buildings they run shows in. So he's a local guy who occasionally is on the main shows, but he's on shows that don't end up streaming on YouTube. He's just like a good wrestler, but he is now like, he's not so popular they're forced to move him out, but he like is a draw for their like B shows or C shows. Which is wild to say. All right, so I'm looking for Servo. I'm looking for card text that says Servo on it. Capital S Servo. I don't know what card that could be. Servo. S-E-R-V-O. Servo. But yeah, that match was quality but there were also 3 pure rules matches on the card, and that's too many pure rules matches. I just think that was overkill. Servo. What even card is this going to be? I can't find it. We'll see over here. But yeah, I didn't watch a lot of it. The card, I'll watch more of it later, probably. I don't know. I think at some point Ring of Honor doesn't need to be a thing, but whatever. I know that finally Sammy Guevara turned heel, which is great because he should be heel because he sucks. Yeah, so that's good because he just sucks as a person. Oh, okay. It's part of all right, Sublime Artificer. So it goes here. There it goes. 1/1 colorless servo artifacts. That's what we were making. All right. This has got a lot of fucking text on it, and it's tiny. And it's got a greenish background to it. Oh, this text is so tiny. Is this part of Vivian? No, I don't think it's part of Vivian. I think it's part of Nissa. Okay, so that's another thing I can do is this background was green, and so it definitely fit there, and I didn't have to look. And this card, this piece here, also fits over here. Whew, thank God, because this is so much goddamn text. But like that fits there. Lashbrook only really watched the world title match and both ripped. No plans to go back to the rest of the card. Lee's match is always good to watch because Lee rules. Queen Aminata and Taya Valkyrie, I don't need to see. I bet Billy Starks versus Ashley Vox was good. I didn't watch that. I bet that was good. I'm glad Jordan Oliver got on the pre-show. Look, I bet I'm going to watch probably a little bit of the 0 Hour. I bet Drolistico versus Adam Priest versus and Helico versus AR Fox was fucking decent. I bet that was decent. Conglomeration versus fucking premier athletes. That doesn't need to be on the fucking card. What are we talking about here? I don't need to see that. There's some stuff on there. I'm like, I don't need to see that. So yeah, I didn't watch all of that. I'll probably watch it later. I watched a Sendai Girls show that had English commentary and it had a huge crowd. And the main event fucking whipped ass. And some of the other card was not that great, but it was fine. It was a good show in many aspects and bad in some. Somebody got hurt, and the referee she like hopped down off the second rope during her intro and landed weird and hurt her ankle, and then the referee was just like delay of match, and they all went to the back so she get checked out, and then they went to the third match on the card. And then later, 3 of the 4 people that were supposed to be in the tag match came out, and a new person came out, and that person that couldn't do the match didn't do the match. And it was like good to see. And it was nice that there was English commentary, kind of like, but it was very clear that they weren't hearing exactly what was going on, and they weren't fully sure what the deal was. But it was like impressive to watch, like, professionals be professionals. It was a shame, but yeah. It was still good to see. All right, so a little bit yellow on the side here. But this, yeah, that's going to be this way because there's a little bit of the icon in the card. And then it's kind of like hues with a little bit of red in the corner. This is good looking, the cool looking card. I just don't know where it goes. Is this part of Nicopolis? It is. Hell yeah, it goes over there. Kaya and Nickel. We'd love to see it. None of these are going to be helpful for me. I'm going to put them over here. Whoa, got like is that? This is an arm or hand or something. This is something. I know that's very helpful. This is something. Something's going on with here. Is that here? It is. There he goes. All right, great. A red, and then there's some black next to it. I think that's probably this piece here. He goes the other way. Yeah. Yeah. We got some anime to talk about in the second hour. We do have, unfortunately, one yesterday announcement of a studio being shut down. NetEase has shut down T-0 Entertainment. T-0 Entertainment. Was a game studio founded by a BioWare alum in 2023, Rich Vogel. And they're no longer supporting that studio. And then they shut it down. So basically they like ended their partnership, which was the only reason I guess that the studio was still existing, and then the studio shut down. They were working on a third-person online multiplayer action game set in a sci-fi universe. But apparently, NetEase liked it, but they're pulling back a lot of investment, which sucks, but is not like uber surprising, unfortunately. This is not like the biggest shock in the world. All right, I think this goes here. It does go there. The thing that's a bummer here is apparently game delivers the great fantasy of fighting against 15th-floor kaiju to protect the city you care about. And that sounds fucking rad. That's a one-liner that sounds fucking great. And apparently people at NetEase were like, yeah, this is cool. We like this. And they're like, yeah, we don't work with that studio anymore, but we think they're neat, which is not helpful for people trying to like get work. This is part of Vivian, but I don't know where it fits because I haven't gotten a lot of parts of Vivian. So it doesn't go there, and it doesn't go. I know that this is. Does it go there? No. I know that this is part of Vivian, but I don't know where it goes. So I'm just going to put this here, and I'll figure it out later. All right, we got a 5 in the corner, and then a blue border. We can work with that. Can't work with that. Can't work with that. Or that. Can maybe work with that. Maybe. Maybe work with this. I think we can work with this. But yeah, basically, a lot of 2025 is NetEase canceling partnerships, shutting down studios in America, and kind of pulling back a lot. And it's not unexpected, and it's not without like it's not one of the things where you look at it and you go like, that doesn't make any sense. It's like, no, it does fucking make sense. It sucks, but it makes a lot of sense. It makes business sense to just be like, what if we didn't invest so heavily in America? And it's like, yeah. Oh, I think this is part of our Voice of the Pack, I think. Go there? No. Go there? No. There you go. Yeah, there you go. All right, a little bit of this kind of yellowish gold, and it's purple in the corner. And then green, so I think we can figure this one out. It's not that one. I think it's another part of nickel bolt. Yeah, nickel bolt's right there. All right, can I figure this one out? Got some blue swirlies. And then some red. I don't think I can figure this piece out yet. I think I can eventually figure this piece out, but that's not going to probably be something I can do yet. And just kind of look here. Is that part of this? That might be part of swirls. No, I don't know. Oh, okay. This is part of our guy. Yeah, because it's cool. Okay, so no, I can't figure that out yet. 5 and then a blue. Yeah, we can figure this out. Blue border and a 5. That's gonna be over here? Nope, that's not part of that. Okay. Hmm. 5 and then the blue that stretches down to the next card. So it's not that one. It's not over here. I know that. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Huh. No, it's gotta go this way. Are you over here? No, that doesn't make any sense. Where's this piece go, everybody? I don't know where this piece goes. Like blue. There's only so much blue. I'm gonna feel dumb when I figure it out. That's the whole thing. Let's open this wide up here. Not Narset. This is 4 there. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't fit there either. It doesn't make any sense there. Hmm. No, it doesn't work there either. I might have to come back to this one later, friends, because I don't know where this is supposed to be. It doesn't fit with anything that I have set up here. Is it here? No, that doesn't make any sense. All right, I'm going to look at every card that has a 5 in the corner, and then we'll figure that out. And a 5 with a little bit of red next to it. That's there. That's not right. Is it Arca? Not Angrath. It might be here. And that's why I can't find any place to put it, because it would be there next to Soren. Yeah, all right. That's where this goes. It goes here. That feels weird. Okay. That's why I couldn't figure it out, because there's not a card above it. This, that doesn't look perfectly right either. But I think that's where it goes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. And then the blue that I'm looking at is like around here then. I don't know if this is right, but I'm putting it there, and I'll figure it out later if it's wrong. But well, that would make this the piece that goes next. Okay, so these go next to each other, and then hey. Okay, so this is right because these fit like this. Great, and that's next to it. Okay, all right. I'm feeling better about that. All right, great. That all worked out. Okay. Yeah, that ain't wrong. Okay. And we'll start to work on some other random ass card spots here, some things and things as we go through. I got to do another sorting before Monday's stream. I got to go through tomorrow while I'm watching stuff. I got to go through and find some stuff. Ooh, wait, I can figure out who this is. This is a lady. I'll figure that one out. But yeah, second hour, I got more to... I think this is Vivian. Yeah. I want to say this is Vivian here. So that's going to be like... Right? Is that Vivian? That's not Vivian. Who are you? Got cool outfit. Let's figure out who this lady is, and then we'll take a pause with the cause. But I'll get this. Let's try to get this sorted. I just have to look at faces of characters here now. Oh, this is Domri. This is Domri. So you go over here. Got it. Didn't know who that was right off the bat. Now I do. All right, we'll get more of this figured out and sorted after the pause for the cause. Excuse me. So first things first, if you're currently a subscriber to the Baer Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 Blue Emote in chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. And I would really appreciate to see your icons there. It is September, so you can save money by being, by subscribing. If you want to subscribe today or throughout the month of September, you can save 25% off. And that works on mobile now. It didn't always. Now it works on mobile, so that's pretty fucking rad. And of course, later in the month of September, there'll be gift sub discounts and stuff like that, or you give 5 subs and then another one magically appears. That's pretty cool. But yeah, if you want to save 25% off on your subscription, now's a great time to do that. Gift a sub, that'd be cool. But subscribing is the easiest way to support what I do here, either Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. We are currently at 23 subscribers. The goal is to get to 40. I shut up about how many subscribers I have when we hit 40. Become a subscriber today. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/PatBaer. Over my Patreon, there's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier, and there are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. Every tier got a Q&A video that went up yesterday. It's my monthly Q&A video. I answer questions, usually about 2 questions a month. They often are about model kits or the like or streaming, and sometimes they are about things that are not that. Every once in a while, just one question gets asked. But I try to throw those in there, so consider joining me on Patreon so you can see how that works out. If you want to. You don't have to, but you can. You can also join me on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBaer. Over on my YouTube, you can subscribe for free, of course. Let me put that in there. Oops, that's the wrong one. Sorry. That's the Patreon again. Here's the YouTube. Yeah, I will have a new video up on Monday, so you can see that then. And then also, this is just a general reminder. You can become a member over there, and memberships are just $2 a month. And for $2 a month, you can get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. I don't do member-only streams or anything like that, but I do send out a message every Tuesday with the Wednesday video, so you can see it a day early, so you can find out about the cool anime that I'm chatting about before other people see that. So consider joining me on YouTube. Those are all monthly ways to support me financially. If you just want to throw $1 or $2 in the tip jar, I've got a Ko-Fi and a PayPal, and I would love for you to support me on there. Everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which includes AdSense. So watching my videos helps me out. My AdSense currently right now is, let me see, it is like $9 or what's it, $10 away. We're $10 away from getting a payout from Amazon, which means then I can wait a stupid amount of time for that to process and then buy an expensive model kit or many model kits depending on what happens. But anyway, all that money goes into a fund, and from that fund I buy model kits and Lego sets and equipment, and also I bought this jigsaw puzzle that I'm currently assembling right now. This is because of you, so thank you very much for that. If you would like to decide what I build once this is completed, once I finish this jigsaw puzzle, I'll go to my backlog. If you want to decide what I build next, you could buy something from my Amazon wish list and jump the queue and be the next thing. I've got model kits and Lego sets, inexpensive kits, expensive kits. Unfortunately, a lot of stuff on that list is now pricey. There's also a bunch of stuff that no longer has Amazon Prime shipping anymore, or any shipping options. It'll all start to settle over the next couple of weeks. Right now, things are kind of like upheaval because of market conditions, quote unquote. Shit's a little fucked. But if you see something on that wish list you'd like to see me put together, you could buy it. It'll come to me in the mail. I'll build it on stream. I've got what I think is the only Iron-Blooded Orphans kit that I haven't built yet. They made so many of them, and every once in a while I see one and I go, oh, I didn't build that one. Okay. And they're making new ones, so eventually that won't count. But yeah, I got Lego kits and model kits and all kinds of different things and things. If you see something there you'd like to see me put together, you can always pick that up, and then I'll build it on stream. If you want to see me build a Zagok E, which is the upgraded version of the Zagok, that is pretty cool and weird looking. I'll build that and buy it, and I'll build it. I recently added one thing to the wish list, right? Where is that? I want to say there's one thing that I recently added. I added the Amazing Strike Freedom. The reissue of that. That's a pretty cool kit. That's fairly new to the wish list. But yeah, if you see something there you'd like to see me put together, you can pick it up. Comes to me in mail. I make a dedicated video about the thing you purchased. It jumps the queue. My alternative to Amazon, because it's nice to have alternatives, is my wish list on Throne. Check that out. And then the most convoluted way to support me financially, if you're so inclined, is you go to USA Gundam Store. At USA Gundam Store, excuse me, you can buy a gift card. They will send you an email with a gift card code. Then you can send me a with that gift card code. You can send to me, and I will buy something from USA Gundam Store. John just subscribed to Prime. That's 42 months. Thank you so much, John. Appreciate you very much. Whoops. Oh no, I hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong button, everybody. Hold on. That's not one I can easily interrupt, so my apologies. This is the button I'm looking for. Thank you very much, John. You threw it off. No, it's okay. I was in a rhythm, but that's okay. Thank you very much for renewing your sub. I had to drink water anyway. I've got a cough all of a sudden. But yeah, if you want to support me through buying something from USA Gundam Store, you can do that, and that's totally cool. Let's see. You now can, if you are interested, you can join my Discord if you'd like to do that. That's another way to support me. I got to go back over here. You can support me by hanging out in the Discord. We'd love to have you there. A couple of video links for you to check out, and then we'll get back to assembling this model kit. Not model kit, jigsaw puzzle. I'm off now. I'm totally off. I will have a new episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club up on Monday, but if you want to watch the most recent episode, here's the link to it. This episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club, I talk about shows I never want to watch again, even though I love them. Shows and a movie that I just don't want to see again. No revisits. And then Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. And this week on Kuma Baer, I talked about the phenomenal Polar Bear Cafe. Just a wonderful, feel-good slice of life about a polar bear that owns a cafe that humans go to and animals go to, and the panda and the penguin are there, and it's just high-quality, goofy-ass fucking shit. Lots of good jokes, lots of good gags, real fun. You should check out that anime. That's my alternate title to Kuma Baer, is you should check out that anime. I think Kuma Baer flows a little better. Anyway, what's going to happen now is I am going to drink some water. I'm going to transition back to the overhead camera. You watched me do it accidentally. And I am going to dramatically transition to the overhead camera, drink a little water, get ready. We'll talk about some anime. We will continue to work on this. And we'll do all that right now. All right. So what's going to happen now is I'll talk about some anime here, and then we will get into Water Magician and Secrets of the Silent Witch. I think I had Water Magician. The cliffhanger from the last episode into this episode is my favorite two chapters of the manga. Because, look, at the course of this series, we have learned that our guy is unbelievably skilled at doing his thing. Our dude is just unquestionably so fucking cool and great that Ryu is just like overpowered and cool as hell. We've known that. You know what? This piece might not go over here. Maybe it goes here? No, it doesn't go there. All right, I don't know. I don't know where this piece goes yet. I'll figure it out. I think it goes here, but we'll find that out. While I talk about more about the Water Magician episode, which had my favorite shit, we are looking for a red corner here. So we're going to look at every red card and see if we can get that icon there that also has green next to it. That will help us out. Looking at every red card. There's only so many red cards that I should be able to find this out really quickly. This should be like immediately a solved problem. But I don't see it anywhere. So now I'm going to look at each card art and look for matching card art here. Looking for art that fits with this, that matches itself. Oh, is that? No, that looks like it could be that, but it's not that. It's not that. Not that. It is this. Okay. But that, no. No, I thought it was that, but it's not that. Okay. Is it Misty there? No. Oh, what am I doing? This isn't the corner piece. This is a piece like this. It goes like, this is what I'm looking for. No, I'm looking for like that. It's the bottom piece. It goes here. I was looking at the top of the card for no good reason. I was looking at the icon at the bottom. I was confused. Another card that is red and then red. So we got two red borders here. So we were looking for like it's not like this piece. It's not there. It's not there. It could be towards the bottom of a card. Is it here? It is there. Great. Goes there. I love that. Green. This could be anything, but I'm going to look for green that's near green. I'm going to look for, that, and that should theoretically narrow it down pretty easily. So it should be a piece that goes like here. And it is. Anyway, in the last episode, a demon prince showed up. And that's like a high-ranking demon. It's not the demon lord. It's like it could eventually grow into demon lord. It's been doing stuff in the dungeon. Our boy, Rio's friends, were fucking scared as shit and definitely going to die. And then Rio got basically at the end of the cliffhanger at the end of the episode, we flash back a little bit right before that to a point where it's just like, hey, our friends need help. Can you help me out? All that. We saw that scene. And so our guy shows up and just whips the demon prince apart, cuts off his head. And then when he realizes, the guy can regenerate, he uses basically like ice lasers, like really sharp icicles to slice his body so much that he destroys his heart and incapacitates him so he can't regenerate. And it fucking rules. And then he acts like he's just like, yeah, that was really weak. And the thing is, it was weak. Because a high-ranking Akuma that he met earlier was way more scary, and he definitely was not going to win that, but they had a draw because of other circumstances. That's the only way he knows he won. All right, I think that's in here. That goes in here. Yes, because green border goes in there. Great, we love that. Got a little purple in this card, and it says next turn until your next turn. So I'm going to look for that. That's going to be over here. That's going to be a Donovan. Hell yeah. I love that there's like some color on here. All right, this is going to be a green card, green border, and it has something to counter on target with a green border. Anyway, after he defeats them, everyone's fucking shocked about it. Meanwhile, we find out that there is a hero summoned from another world named Roman, and that dude is not strong because Leon basically like whips his ass and leaves him alive so he can maybe get stronger someday. You got to be like, 1,000 times stronger because there's already a stronger human in this world than you, which this dude is like shocked and pissed to find out. Which I'm like, I get that. Everyone tells you you're the great hero, and then not only do you get your ass whooped by somebody, they say, and also you're not even the strongest human. There's somebody that's way stronger than you out there. You should go find that guy. There is a fun interlude. Basically, the guild and the Mage Association collude to keep Rio's name out of everything. Basically, they recognize this dude is unbelievably strong. He could leave the country at any time because he doesn't care. And if a bunch of dumb aristocrats decide they are going to start like putting on airs and start like trying to lock him into anything, he could destroy the country. So they're just like, we're going to keep his name off the records. And then he quote unquote gets punished because he entered the dungeon without permission. And so he gets punished by, he's going to have to escort some merchants to a village. Because he was trespassing. Which is like fine. Also, there's a fun interlude where he has a duel with Sarah, the elf, who knows that like he's loved by the Fairy King, and they talk a little bit more about the robe and how, because she got, and he's like, or she's like, hey, how come you're so good at being a swordsman since you're a magician? He's like, well, the Spirit King trained me. And she's like, wait, what? He's like, the Spirit King is kind of a legend for us. Like, some elves have met him, but not a lot. So, like, there's definitely going to be elves that don't believe you, but that's fucking wild. He's just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. They have a fun sword fight. She wins because his sword breaks. If he was being serious, he probably would have won. But it was a good little bit of business. So, it started off badass as hell. It ended kind of like light, and that's a thing I really enjoy about this particular series. Is that it does have its moments of like unbelievable badassery, and then it just goes back to being like kind of a fucking chill time about an overpowered dude in a fantasy world, and it's pretty rad. All right, I am looking for greatest creatures, assigned combat, toughness. Very little clues on this one. White border? Oops. Sorry about that. This thing, I got caught. Grabbed this thing and moved it around. That's wild. Yeah, we'll go with that. So I have to look at card text here for greatest. So now I'm just looking for... this is part of Ntali. Okay, so this goes here. Great. And then I am looking for the text. Sacrifice 2 creatures. Choose a permanent. And this is fairly tiny text. So at this point, I could kind of just start looking for where this fits. It's like, oh, it almost fits there, but it doesn't fit there. But I can just kind of start doing that with some of these cards, because a lot of this has been filled in, so I don't have to like necessarily use the guide to figure this out. I can like say like, oh, is this gonna go here? Yes, it does go there. Zombie creature grows there. Great. That's like nice. That's I'm very pleased about that. This is definitely part of Vivian. I just don't know where it goes. It goes somewhere in there. But yeah, this episode of Water Magician was the stuff I like from the series, so happy to see it. We got something, or this is maybe a Vivian card here. Part of Vivian. I don't think that's right. It kind of fits, but I don't think it is. Yeah, it kind of looks more like it would go. No. Oh no, that's some kind of spirit wolf. That's a spirit wolf of some kind. So we'll see. That might be Wildcrafter. Nope. Which card has a spirit wolf in it? Or bear? Spirit kind of thing. There's a spirit of some sort in this card art. Oh, it's over here. This is part of Vivian. That's right. This is part of Vivian. So that goes here then. Okay. So that goes there. And then can I see if this fits with this? No, it doesn't. Like that. It doesn't with that. Okay. But that goes there at least. So that's something. That's not right. Yeah, I don't know what that piece goes there. The other stuff, but yeah, good episode. The other anime should chat with you about is Secret of the Silent Witch. Basically, people are starting to figure out Monica's secret identity. There's the whole thing about the assassination attempt. And they're still going to try to figure out what Casey's doing. You know, the end of like someone who was supposedly her friend, but clearly using her for assassination, which is fucking bonkers. Yeah, Louis wants to torture a confession out of Casey, but then Monica's just like, so Casey is from the province that the mother of the first prince is from, so this might get all washed away because we're dealing with like politics stuff and all of that. But also the idea of like punishing Casey might reflect like she's basically like trying to save the person that she still has, you know, friendship vibes with, but also maybe looking out for the prince because that is why she's there. All right, so this is a red card. This goes down here. Yeah, that's there. A blue -2. We can figure that one out. This looks like it's some kind of moon. We might be able to figure that out. This is not. I don't know where that is, but we might be able to figure that piece out. And then exile target creature. And there's like, it's above a blue card. It's above a blue card and says exile target creature. And it's literally right there. It's a part of Kaya. Jesus Christ. When it works, that works, friends. Sometimes it just fucking works. We love that for us. All right, and we'll also try to figure out this piece here. That is red border, red border. There's only so many of those that can exist at this point because we have. Yeah, it's got to go there. Yeah, there's only so many places that can go. Let's see if we can find a moon. That kind of looks like a moon there. Is there any card that has moon art in it? This episode was fine. They're going to show leniency to Casey, and they're going to send her to Covenant. And then Casey's just like, Monica, I need you to hate me. You can't think kindly of me. Which, okay, so this card this is this piece here. It goes like here. So I don't know if we're going to place that anywhere, but it's like around here, but not there. So I'm just going to put that there for now, and we'll figure it out. But I think that's where this goes. It goes somewhere around here. But yeah, Monica can't hate her. Felix does not know that Monica is the Silent Witch, but overhears that his life was protected by the Silent Witch, which he is fucking real psyched about because he thinks that the Silent Witch rules, which she does. All right, so I need a -2. That's those -2s we already have. A blue -2. We already have that over here. Here's a blue -2 that we don't have yet, so that goes here. We love to see it. Yeah. All right, I have pieces. Let's see. Later, Isabella has a cold, and that's gonna come back later, it feels like, but right now that doesn't really mean anything. Monica has trouble staying on a horse, but Felix kind of coaches her, and so that is a nice little character interaction between the two of them. But yeah, it is funny to watch her, like, she is an unbelievably powerful witch that does not need to chant. But yeah, she's not great on a horse because that is not a thing that she should have to worry about, really. In her general thing. She has a chess match with Elliot, and he talks about Felix as a child, and how he fell out of a tree but survived, and it was wild. And then he defended Elliot because people blamed Elliot for it, and kind of realizes, like, oh, Monica is kind of like Felix was at that, when he was younger. Maybe that's why Felix likes her, which would make some sense. They've covered up that Casey was an assassin, so, and that means that another person got blamed for the things that Casey was doing, not the assassination, but other things. And so Cyril has been blamed for that. And we get to see emotions on this girl. She is really fucking feeling it. She is going through it. This is not stuff that she has been trained to do or used to doing. And then, meanwhile, one of the other 7 sages, the witch, the Starseer witch, cannot see a future for Felix, cannot figure out what's going on. And that's probably because there's other magic stuff, but don't worry about it. Felix will be okay, because I don't think this is the kind of show where that's going to be a big problem. Drama, there'll be drama, but it probably won't be a thing where he dies or whatever, because he's being protected. All right, I got more pieces to place here. I've got more of a Johnny. That doesn't go there. That goes there, though. There's Johnny. Johnny looking good over here. Got a red frame that's probably part of Tybalt. It is. It's part of Tybalt. We got another piece that might be part of Tybalt. But no, actually, this is going to be part of the center, so that goes over there for now. More green that could be part of Vivian. There's just like a lot of Vivian stuff that I don't know yet. Okay, that goes there. No, that doesn't go there. It looks like it should. It goes there. Yes, that goes there. Okay. And then this, we know, goes here. We think. So then, does this go like that? No. No. Does it go like that? Maybe. And no. All right, this still doesn't work. I still don't know what's going on with this piece. I'm just going to put it over the side for now. Very least, I have a good feeling about that. We'll figure it out. 7. There's got to be a card with the number 7 around it, and that, or the corner, right corner. We can figure that out. And if we figure out where the 7 is, we know where this goes. Now it's the part of the stream where I want to hear from you, friends. What are you watching right now? What are you playing? What are you up to? What are you into? What do you got going on? I always love hearing from you about that stuff. And as I give you a time to write in the chat what you've got going on. And of course, if you don't feel like sharing, don't share. That's okay. You just chill. That's totally all right. But if you do have something you want to tell me about, please do. And while I give you time to do that, I will tell you, myself, that I was part of a D&D campaign yesterday, a one-shot, and it was really fun. I thought maybe we were going to get to do that on Sunday, but last minute, I got asked to take part in something, and I was very, very pleased to be able to do that because it was really fun. And then I watched some wrestling last night, and that was real good too because, that's stuff I like, so got to do the stuff I like. All right, so that's not that. I need a green border piece that looks like this. I'm going to look through all the green pieces. It could go this way, it could go this way. So I'm just going to look at all the green and try to match it as best I can. It's over here. It's this piece here. There it is. Great. 5. Blue 5. A blue 5. We already have that there. So it's another blue 5 piece. You can find that. So yeah, that was really fucking fun and a good time. I'm glad I got to do that. That goes there. Great. Let's see. My usual daily drivers, playing Nubby's Nightmare Factory for a little bit yesterday and today. My standard deck that I've been playing, I showed off a little bit on Monday for Hearthstone. I just fucking love it so much. It's such a stupid deck. I'm having such a good time with it. It's just a ball. It's just a very silly deck that I'm just like really loving. This goes here. Now, does this go here? It does go there. Great. We figured that out. That goes there. Excellent. I'm just having such a good time with it. Okay, so what is this? This is like, it looks like somebody coming in and out of a portal. But let's see if I can figure that out. Is there anybody transporting through a portal? A few people are. Are you walking? Who's walking them planes? Who's out there walking their planes? This looks like it will be part of Narset. We can see if we can figure that out. No, it's not there. So yeah, that was really fun. I thought this was part of Narset. Yeah, her arm comes out like this, so it should go like here. Yes, it is part of that. All right, great. I wasn't wrong. For as long as we need a green card. We need a green border on the bottom here. So we're going to look at all of the green border, or the cards with green that we don't have a bottom piece for, like this, and then it fits right there. So we didn't even have to read the card text on that. We just used our knowledge and intuition and eliminating options here. I don't know what this is. I don't know who this is. I don't know where this is. Not part of Samet. Oh no, it is part of Samet, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. Great, I did figure that out. Yeah, so I had a good time playing some games the other day, and this Hearthstone deck that I'm playing, I really like. It's very goofy. There's only one minion in the deck, is a version of Aviana, and she puts 10 legendaries in your deck that all cost 1 mana. And then I have cards to draw those minions, and they're usually pretty high powered and silly. And in standard, like, the pool is good, and wild, the pool is not good. So that's why it's a standard deck. Also, hopefully in standard, there is more likely, or the chance is higher that you'll be able to get to turn 5. Although I have been able to play it on turn 4 pretty consistently. All right, great. We got this another Vivian piece. And that means that this goes like this then? Yeah, okay, so that goes there. That goes there. Now let's see if I can figure out I still think this is part of Vivian, but I can't tell for sure. No, it doesn't go like that, so that's not right. Okay, so that is correct. That doesn't look right. That's not right. That's not right. Okay, so this still might be wrong. I feel like that's the right piece there. We'll see. These I can't figure out. This I might be able to. This I can't do yet. Or that. This one I could do. We'll see if we can get that in. But yeah, it is a very fun, silly Hearthstone deck that is letting me do a lot of nonsense that I'm really enjoying. So I'm gonna keep playing it. All right, so this is a red border, but I don't know which card it is. There's a lot of clean space here. So it might be you. Yes. Samut. Tyrant Smasher. Lashberg says, I decided to rewatch the Barbie movie, and it's still amazing, but I forgot how unhinged it is from the very first moment. It really is. Lashbrook, you're not wrong. That movie is buck wild, and it starts buck wild, and then it keeps being buck wild. So you're not wrong at all in that. Let's see if we can figure that out. I might be able to figure this one out. It might be over here. This might be one of these cards. No. Okay, so no. I don't know where that goes. I thought I knew where this piece went. I don't know where it goes, so it's gonna. These are all going in the nope, not yet pile. Let's see. Last week played a bunch of demos today. Luminez Rise is good, but I've never really played Luminez before. Luminez is pretty fucking rad. So good on you for checking it out at least. You played Daemon Ex Machina, Titanic Scion, which I thought was about mechs, but it's more about human-sized exoskeletons. And honestly, I think I'm out. Yeah, that's kind of my thought from just like checking in on that game on occasion. I was just like, this seems okay, but not really for me. That was kind of my feeling on it. All right, so we got green border and the word haste. So let's look for green border a card text that we can put this in here where it's going to say haste and it's going to fit. It's right there. And then we'll look at Samut and see it does say haste there. Great. What piece is this, everybody? I don't know. I don't know what this is. Is this part of Teferi Time Raveler? It might be, but I don't know. Nope, that's not right. I thought maybe it was, but I don't know. I don't know what this is yet, so we're going to be dealing with it later. A card text here that says control gets 2+1 plus 2+1. So we're just gonna see if we can figure out where this goes by looking at empty spots in card text areas. This is not a perfect system, but it does get results. Lord Crashton says, I've been playing some No Man's Sky to see how much I need to do to build my own ship, which I don't think I'm close to there yet. Yeah, I bet you got more to do. There's always more to do in those games. You did figure out that a Twitch rewards to claim, which includes some ships that replaced the ship you had and made all the stuff that you had to go away, stuff I had on it go away too. So I need to figure out how to get it back. I do not have an answer for you. It has been a long time since I spent any effort and any real thought into No Man's Sky. But good luck to you. Good luck to you, Lord Crashington, on that. I am not in a rush tonight because often on Saturdays, just about every Saturday, I watch the West Coast replay of AEW's Collision. but it's coast to coast tonight. So I watched about the first 45 minutes of it, and then I will watch the rest of it tomorrow on TNT.com, TNTdrama.com. I will go and watch that, but I cannot watch it, the replay, because it was coast to coast, which I'm sure there was a reason for it. I'm sure there was a good reason for it, but it is a bummer for me, the guy that likes to watch Collision on the replay late on a Saturday. So I'm going to have to do something else tonight that is not that, which is okay. It's okay that I got to do that. It's not ideal. I would prefer to, instead fucking... Oh, that goes there. Hell yeah. You couldn't even see that, but there's a piece of one there. I would instead like to, watch the wrestling, but whatever. Do what you got to do. One of the matches on the card was Hologram versus Jay Lethal. So, this didn't look like it was going to be a particularly kick-ass collision anyway. But maybe there is some good collision that I'm missing out on. All right. So, a card next to blue that has this symbol that's next to a blue card. There's only so many fucking blue cards. So, it's part of a blue border. It goes over here. There it is. Great. We love that. This is definitely part of Nissa. This is definitely part of Nissa. There he goes. All right, we got a little bit of blue here. Blue border. And then some kind of white border there. I think I know how to get it back, but I just need to get back on it to see it's right. I did figure out that the Atlas Pass stuff is just a blueprint you can unlock from the Anomaly ship now, which is cool. Okay, great. Good to hear. Glad you're having a good time. Hope you get everything you need from that, and that you have more fun in the game. So that doesn't go there. This could be right, but it doesn't feel like it is. More of this blue frame, but it's like a light of the blue frame. Might go here. That might be this piece. It is this piece. Oh, no, it isn't. I thought for sure that was right, but it's not. A little bit of a blue border. Could be here. Could be that. It's not that. That definitely is not right. Okay. It could also go this way, and I could be looking at it wrong, but... Got a little frame over there. Is it this? It is that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But yeah, good luck to you, Lord Crashington. Tonight, I think I will get caught up on some streams. Some of the Hololive folks that I follow are doing their, they were all in New York for a Radio City performance. So they're all kind of doing their recaps of that. And so that has been fun to hear that. It is always bittersweet. Look, would I have afforded to, if I lived in New York still, would I have been able to afford to go see them? Probably not. I probably wouldn't have gone see them in New York. But it still hurts my soul a little bit. Because that a bunch of cool people were in New York and I didn't get to be there. And they're talking about it was a couple people's first time in New York. And so you get this Japanese experience of a couple Japanese folks learned that they know some English, but they learned the American New York phrase of, hey, I'm walking here. Literally, they know that phrase, non-ironically have learned to yell and make it clear that you are walking when it is time to walk. And that tickles me unbelievably, undeniably. There was the guys trying to stop you so they can sell you something, and which Hololive members just did not care about that, but in doing so walked away from some of their other friends and coworkers who then had to deal with this person trying to sell them something, because you walked away. It was you were also supposed to walk away. That just New York tourism stuff makes me laugh to hear about. And of course, it was also Anime NYC, which is one of the reasons why they were there, because there's a lot of people that travel for that, and then also want to go to Radio City Music Hall to hear, to watch a VTuber concert. Which from a technicals perspective, obviously, I have a parasocial relationship with some of these performers, right? Because they are doing a performance. It is a version of themselves, but also a performance. But then I know that Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame is a voiceover actress, a budding voiceover actress and an impressionist and a musician and a beautiful singer who is also a VTuber. And I know that for her, doing a Radio City performance is an unbelievable thing. So I can feel some semblance of like pride and happiness for her, despite the fact that I know her best as a VTuber and a performance. But I can still be like, that fucking rules. That's incredible. So it's one of those things. Like, it's a weird thing, but I'm like self-aware about those things. Like I understand that it is a strange phenomenon that I'm like getting choked up thinking about that, but also like, okay, well, I don't know her. But I also like am thrilled for her. It's like that kind of thing. It is a wild, weird thing. These folks that are like weird versions of idols that certainly never thought they would be. Singing and dancing. It's cool. Having New York style pizza, having pizza parties in New York. And I'm just like, hell yeah. I can feel good about that, even if I don't know them. I don't need to know them to know that that is cool as hell. I don't know what this piece is from. I'm trying to identify these. There's like squiggly lines that I am desperately trying to identify, because I feel like that is the key to figuring out what goddamn piece this is. I might just have to wait until there's like less free spaces, and then I can just be like, oh, okay, actually that plops right here, and I know it plops right there. But like right now, I'm like, no, it's not that piece, and it's not that piece. There's only so many things this could be. But yeah, this claw or something or other, I thought for sure I could figure out just by placing it near it. I would be like, oh, this will make sense when it goes like there. But that has not happened with this. Like, maybe it's because these cards, like, we haven't seen a lot from this. I'm also sweating a lot. I think the air conditioning didn't kick on because it's nighttime, so it's like it really needs to kick the fuck back on. I'm going to have to go force it because I'm under a lot of bright lights in this room so that you can see what I'm doing, and I can see what I'm doing. But that also means that it's hot as hell in here. All right, yeah, that doesn't go there, but I thought maybe it went there. Maybe this is part of this. Okay, so I do think that goes there. Okay. Yeah, all right. It's part of Teferi, Time Raveler. It's part of this card there. Okay, that goes there. All right. That's good. All right, I think I'm going to call it there. I haven't done the count yet. I will do the count on Monday. I will say, hey, I've got this many done. Because I know it's 500 pieces, so I will count how many I have left between my pile here and then the pile in the box here. I will do the math, and I will figure out how many pieces I have left. We still have a ways to go, but I'll also do some sorting tomorrow while I am catching up on some video stuff. I will just start sorting into piles that make sense for me. Because like now I can probably figure this out. I can probably figure this piece out, this piece, all of that. Like this one I could probably figure out here just like real quick, looking around for where legendary isn't said. And then I'll be like, oh, well, this is the beginning of a name that starts with L. So like this should not be hard for me to figure out eventually. Because there's only so many cards that don't have the beginning of their name done Like this. It's Liliana. There you go. There. I said this one wouldn't be hard, and it wasn't hard. There's only so many places that could go. So yeah, I should be able to get some piles together and start getting some pieces together. And I would love, I think on Monday, we're going to get a card done. Because there's nothing. I hit my mic and everything went to hell. My apologies, everybody. Is audio back now? We'll go to this camera here, or this scene. Is audio back? Can you hear me? It's back. Okay, thank you, Nathan. Yeah, sorry, I had to unplug my mic. I hit my mic in a weird way, and that got fucked up, so my apologies for that, everybody. But yeah, I think on Monday, I'm going to end Monday's stream with like an idea of how many streams we have left. You know what I mean? I think that's going to be a good indication by the end of Monday's stream. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for being here. I want to thank you for joining me on this stream. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream around here. We're going to go find someone doing cool stuff out there that we want to go spend some time with, and we're going to go give them some Saturday night support. So I hope you'll come along on this raid. I don't know who's... Okay, I do know who's streaming. Dan Reichert is started Shinobi. He is not that deep into Shinobi, the new Shinobi, and I feel like this might be a Dan Reichert-ass game. So we're gonna go hang out with Dan Reichert as he plays some Shinobi, because that'll be fun. I haven't really watched too much of that. I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight. Please come along this raid. You'll have fun with it. I want you to come back on Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern as I continue to work on this, and we'll make great strides on this jigsaw puzzle and have a good time with it. But for now, take it easy. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.